What's up?
How are you this morning?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, that's pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I heard you pull up. I was in my room.
You didn't see my awesome parallel parking?
I saw it when I got in the car.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't see it as it was happening. I heard you pull up right as I had finished typing my note for the day. My typewritten note.
Do you do that in the morning, or do you do it whenever it strikes you?
Whenever the inspiration strikes me. Lately it's been very much this is what you need to write. A strong, this is it. Which is very cool.
That is cool.
So today, the note says, it is being revealed. Which just feels so good.
Yeah.
I've been thinking a lot about what it means to wait and to be in that receptive mode. You know, it is being revealed, meaning you don't have to go out and search for it. You're just in that space of
you just need to be in a state of openness.
Yeah.
And just be receptive to whatever comes to you.
Yeah, exactly. Which is even for the notes, being in a receptive space and being oh, this is the note, channeling it. This is the note that I meant to type today.
Right. Nice.
Yeah. So I'm very jazzed.
So it's like a meta note.
Yeah. Yes, it is. That is exactly what it's like. I guess I'm just wondering how much of your writing practice is also like that. Do you experience that when you're preparing for Shabbat, or is it do you feel you have to push and force things to work, or does it sort of unfold naturally?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes to all
both.
of it. Yes to all of it. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting process. Well, you must sense it too, because I know with your notes, you set up a rhythm, right?
Sure.
So, we've done stuff like that. And I've said, I have this time frame that I work within, which is weekly, which some of it is Shabbat and coming weekly, which it comes from without. And then there's my own self-imposed weekly blog. And so, yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit of both. And I think it's awesome when it comes and frustrating when it doesn't. And although that openness spirit, because I think what I find sometimes is if I have an idea, and then sometimes I have things write themselves, right? So just spill it all out, and that's how I tend to write sometimes, just in bursts. I'll just write out and without planning so much. And I've always been like that, even when I was in school, and when I wouldn't be one of those students who outlined their term papers and things. I would just write. And so when the inspiration comes, it's great. It works like that. And then when it doesn't, it gets frustrating. And I think that I tend to get into that cycle where it's I can't think of something, or I'm not inspired, or nothing's been revealed. And then I focus on that, and then I keep closing up. Yeah, you get into this cycle where...
So what do you do to break the cycle?
Download something from the internet and pass it off as my own? No, I'm just kidding.
So good.
Well, I think it's just I think it's exactly what you said, which is it's about just reminding myself of the openness. And it's also about, I think, not having... Because when something's revealed to us, it's without judgment. It's not this is good or this is bad or this is...
Right.
No, it's this is what is and what is meant to hear.
Meant to be, yeah.
Right. And I think letting go of that is the hard part, and thinking that
of the judgment of right or wrong, you mean?
Yeah, or for me to think okay, if I'm not feeling particularly inspired when I'm writing something or preparing for Shabbat, and then it's okay, well, I'll use this. I mean, I always come up with something.
Sure. The show must go on.
The show must go on. The people, they're clamoring for something. And I might use something that I don't particularly feel moved by or is great or whatnot, but that's the judgment piece.
Right.
And I think it's what I try to do, which is hard, is to let go of that and say, you know what? this might be good. It might not be what I thought of or initially intended,
Right.
but it's what presented itself to me, and then it's also, because then that's about the ego, right? It's
Right.
about, because it's not just
Exactly.
about what me or what I
Exactly,
want, but what
exactly.
other people.
Totally. I was just about to say, because it's not about you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like not in a bad way, like Rabbi.
No, I know.
But
I
like,
know.
you are, like, if you can be in that place of just trusting that whatever comes forward, even if you feel like it's like, stilted or whatever, like just trusting that what you say is going to be what someone needs to hear.
Right.
And maybe it's just one person.
Yeah, which
But
is
that-
great.
That counts, and that's totally valid.
Oh yeah, no, that's great. I appreciate the reminder, because I've also had instances where I'd be writing like a sermon or a talk or something, or a blog post, and I sometimes weave in other themes, and sometimes I'll bring in an example or a tangent,
Right.
what I feel is like a tangent to my main point,
Right.
and then hold on, and then I know it gets you nervous, but like I'll weave in some tangent or some aside or something, and then somebody will respond to that, and they'll say like, oh, I really appreciated how you said this, or, and in my mind I'm like, well, that was just my side. What'd you think of my main point?
Right.
But then it's like, oh, well, I touched someone, or I reached someone on a different level, and that's where, yeah, it's part of it's letting go of the ego and the judgment and just being open.
Sounds like you have a good practice.
It's hard, but you do too. Yeah. Well, you should.
Trying.
What about when it doesn't come for you?
Sometimes I take a day off.
I wish.